Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shitana Premanande.
So Maharaj, you want to give class or?
I would like to read the glories of Pandab Nirjala Ekadashi.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, some of us are still hanging in there. We did not take even one drop of water since this morning. And I'm sure not everyone, it's not a compulsory, but others, especially elderly, children, for those who are not well, let's say they're taking medication or something, uh, they don't have to follow it. But it is very, very important to observe this Pandab Nirjal Ekadasi for those who are having strong determination, conviction. If they follow this, then there is immense benefit that one can derive from this Ekadasi. So let's read, okay? I'm going to read and I can explain a little bit more. We'll try. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam. Okay, I'm gonna ask Braj Prabhu, do you have any chord?
Oh, yes, yes.
Or
Radhe has.
or even like
Yes, she has the
power
actual-
bank
Yeah, yes, she has
or
that.
power bank, because juice is running out since this morning. We used the computer for the class this morning. Radhe, nice name, eh? Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayang Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalang Shri Gurung Vaishnavamsha Sirupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Visabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, first, we'd like to say a few words before we go to the story of this Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi. In the Shastra, Ekadashi happens twice a month. And it says that of all the vratas, vrata means vow. This is the most purifying. Most purifying. Like everything that we do in spiritual life, we need to start by taking a vow. Yes, thank you. We start by declaring a vow. It's like any spiritual activities that we embark upon, would like to start. It's like devotees who perform Vrajamandal Parikrama. You must have been, or some of you, Vrajamandal Parikrama. That means for one full month, the devotees will go to different lila stalis or different forests, all the forests of Vrindavan. And it is very austere because they walk. Some of them, they walk bare feet. They don't use any shoes or any chapal. Tomorrow. Yes, taking vow, especially in spiritual pursuit, is very important. It's like we took vow at the time of initiation in front of the deities, in front of the fire sacrifice, in front of the devotees, to follow the 4 regulative principles and to chant minimum of 16 rounds every day. So, Ekadashi happens twice in a month, and therefore, how many Ekadashis there are in the whole year?
24.
No, how many weeks? 50?
52.
52. So you multiply by 2, 104. Yes. So, Ekadashi is the day of Lord Hari. He says that whoever take this vow, especially in Ekadashi, we actually, some they follow Ekadashi. Oh, sorry. Dimer? Okay.
That's good.
Yes. The following of Ekadashi, others they follow it because they want material boon. They want to have material benefits. Devotees, we follow Ekadashi not to increase our material blessings or benedictions, but we follow Ekadashi, observe Ekadashi, especially to increase our love towards Lord Krishna. or Lord Vishnu, the day of Lord Hari, the day of Lord Vishnu. So one can be delivered from all the sins and promote devotion to Lord Vishnu. Observing Ekadashi means no grains, no beans, no lentils, and preferably also even water. This is for the all Ekadashis, 104 Ekadashis. Others, I know some devotees are very, very austere, very strict, that they follow this. So there are different levels of fasting and Ekadashis. One can take water, that is allowed, because if one takes water, it is the same as fasting and not fasting. One can take fruits also, yeah, or vegetables, yes, green leafy vegetables, yes. But there are some vegetables that they, according to Sastra also, that we should not eat on Ekadasi, like eggplant. Mm-mm. Eggplant.
No eggplant.
Well, yeah, that's what it says it. I didn't say it. Yeah, that's just.
Because of the name.
Yeah, there's some those who are really strict. They don't follow, or they don't eat those things. They will only eat once. Like they will break the not eating at noon, and that's it. They will only eat once the whole day, and then no more in the evening. But others, they cannot do it. Prabhupada says also that it is better you eat rather than if you don't eat, if you fast and you're not able to do your seva, your service. So better, it's like, let's say you're a book distributor. You're going to go out there the whole day and, well, if you can do it, good. But if you cannot do it, then better eat. Yes, better eat. So real following or observing Ekadasi, it starts from the night before also. One should not eat after sunset, the night before, and also full fasting the whole day. Nirjal. Nirjal means no water. Near. Nahi hai. Nahi hai jal. Jal means water. Yes. So there are different levels of austerities and Ekadasis. It depends on the one who will take the vow. So now, all the Pandavas, under the guidance of Srila Vyasadeva and their mother Kunti, regularly observed Ekadasi. But there is one member of the Pandavas who cannot face this challenge. It's very difficult because he's known to be a voracious eater. And who is that? Yes, Bhima Shane. Yeah, Bhima. Yeah, he's big and he's very strong. So this is a dilemma for Bhima Prabhu. He says, being very powerful and having a voracious appetite. Voracious means you can eat a lot, like a Govardhan Hill. He is finding it very extremely difficult to follow this fasting. He could not tolerate hunger and felt faint and uneasy even with the thought of not eating, especially twice a month. I mean, yes, a person who is eating a lot not be able to do it. It's very difficult. But fasting is good also. Even in medical point of view, when when we fast, then we are resting our organs. It's like cleansing, you may say. Um, some devotees also they have this fasting with lemon juice and some kind of molasses or something for 21 days. Yeah, all the garbage. Actually, inside there's some things that we're not be able to release. It gets stuck, and if you fast, then eventually they'll be washed away. So Bhima Shen, he did not want to disobey the scriptural injunctions or be left behind by his brothers in pleasing Lord Vishnu. The goal of life is to please Lord Vishnu. Yagyavai Vishnu. Yagya means sacrifice. Is meant for Lord Vishnu. Yajñaktat karmanungyatra lokoyam karma vandana. Work has to be done for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. Work has to be done as a sacrifice. So he approached Srila Vyasadeva, their spiritual guide, and asked submissively, "O revered grandfather, I wish to follow the instructions of the scriptures and observe Ekadashi like my brothers, but I find it impossible to fast twice a month. Please tell me of a solution that will still grant me the merit of all Ekadashis, but in a way I can manage." Yeah, it's very difficult, isn't it? So he's finding like an exemption what to do. So Vyasadeva was moved by Bhima's sincerity. So Vyasadeva told to Bhima, there is one Ekadashi known as Nirjala Ekadashi, which falls during the bright fortnight of the moon of Jyesta, May, June. If one observes this Ekadashi without taking even a drop of water, with full devotion to Lord Vishnu, then all the benefits of observing all 24 Ekadashis in the year are attended by the single Brata. Why is it 24? Yes. How many weeks in a year?
52.
Oh, yes. Divide, not multiply. We divide. I tell you to multiply. That's a lot of Ekadashis. 24 Ekadashis. Prabhupada would say, some they will want to follow this Nirjala Ekadashi. So what they will do is they will go take bath in a big body of water, and they will submerge themselves, and then they will drink. It's very difficult. Even, because in the morning we have to take Charnamrita also, and the observance of Ekadashi is from sunrise to sunrise. So he also added, it is the most difficult but the most powerful. One must stay awake the whole night. That is very difficult, especially in Vrindavan. Right now, it's about 40 degrees, and at night it's about 30 degrees. So your body is like full of pain. When you fast, you need some energy, and all your energy is practically you're becoming weaker and weaker. And at night, oh Krishna, I remember doing it Nirjala in Vrindavan. You cannot sleep because the whole body is in pain. You just turn over again and again. One must stay awake all night, chant Lord Vishnu's name, and abstain from all food and water for the full 24 hours. So, hearing this, Bhima, though strong in battle but weak before hunger, took a firm vow: I shall observe this Nirjala Ekadashi with all my strength and devotion. Again, one who can do it, then his bhakti also increases. But one should be engaged in favorable activities to please the Supreme Lord. Despite great difficulty, Bhima fasted completely without food and water and stayed awake glorifying Lord Hari. Because of his exemplary effort, this Ekadashi became known as Bhima Ekadashi or Pandab Nirjal Ekadashi. So what is the result of following this Ekadashi? Says one becomes free from all sins. Mataji is there. One becomes free from all sins, even the most heinous. It's like same thing when we do parikrama. When we do parikrama of Tulsi Devi, Yani Kani Chapa Pani, Brahmaha Chadikani Cha, Tani Tani Pranashanti Padakshina Pade Pade. So even when we go every day, when we circumambulate, it says also one will be forgiven for all the sins that one have committed, even killing of a Brahmana. One attains the results of all other Ekadashis. So sometimes there is the risk of if he eats during Ekadashi, and just like I saw in of course, I'm sure they're being very, very careful at our Govindas. Yes, because the section, there is a section also for those who are observing Ekadashis, and there is a section also for those who are eating normal prasad, grains prasad. So if one is not careful, I'm sure they're very careful, but sometimes it happens. Even one grain touch the Ekadashi prasad, then one is breaking the Ekadashi. That's why some, they're very, very strict. They will not eat anything. Fruits, maybe, yeah, or some milk, but not, it's very difficult to follow a pure Ekadashi. So one must be very, very careful. One attains the result of all other Ekadashis. It is especially beneficial for those, due to various reasons, are unable to observe all Ekadashis in the year. Sometimes, if you don't look on the Vaishnava calendar and it's Ekadashi and you think, oh, I will eat grains and anything, then you broke. I remember one time I was visiting North Carolina a few years ago. So it was Ekadashi. I don't know, maybe it's Bhima Nirjala Ekadashi also. But I don't usually follow it. Today I'm trying my very best. I was served with Ekadashi Prasad, but there is some beans, very small, baby beans. It's green. So I says, well, they offer to me, maybe this is Ekadashi. And then when I open it, there's this beans inside. And I took it already. So what to do now? That means um, if one broke the Ekadashi Brat on that day, and it's not, the day is not over yet, that means you have to eat again later on during the day. So that doesn't mean if you broke the Ekadashi, that means, oh, now I'm gonna start eating grains the rest of the day because you already broke. No, you still follow. Why is it that we don't eat grains and Ekadashis, beans, lentils? Because it says that the personified, the personality, the sin, personified sin resides in the grains, beans and lentils. So that's why we have to be careful also, even if it is not Ekadashi, to eat in dabas, restaurants, vegetarian restaurants or vegan restaurant. Especially we pass by like few times. What's the name of that place? You know, that store, organic store, and you told, huh?
The one in
And you said that the most vegan, uh,
yeah,
Aaron,
What is it, Rata?
Fancy grocery.
Okay.
Aaron, yeah, and that's the place where most of the veganism, it's like a religion now, vegan. You have to be, either you're a vegan or not a vegan. If you're vegan, they sounds, oh yeah, he's a good man, he's a good, vegan. So yes, we should be careful also to eat in vegetarian restaurants because again, the consciousness of the person who's cooking is being transferred to what he is cooking, what he is preparing. It's like, when we cook for the Lord, our consciousness should be pure also. Because purity, if it is there, then the effect of the Mahaprasad is so powerful. So one should not eat grains, even if it's not, uh, even if it's not Ekadashi, from those who prepared the food, if they're non-devotees. So what to do is like, if you're invited in a program, sometimes you go to programs invited by beginners, that means non-initiated devotees, what to do. We should just subconsciously also pray to Lord Krishna that I don't have any other choice. But sometimes also we tell them, we just take fruits. Because if you go to a place and you don't eat, they feel offended. Isn't it? Yeah, the tradition is if you go anywhere to a place, at least drink some water or fruits, take some fruits. So, it is especially beneficial for those who, due to various reasons, are unable to observe all Ekadashis in the year. It pleases Lord Vishnu greatly, and it is an act of complete surrender and trust. Hmm. Says here, the Pandab Nirjal Ekadashi teaches the power of intention and sincerity in bhakti. Yeah, if one takes a vow, then his conviction, his determination to increase the faith in the following of the process of bhakti increases more and more. So that's why it is good to follow Ekadashis. This 24 Ekadashis, right? The austerity, when done with devotion, is pleasing to the Lord. So this is why we do Ekadashi. We follow, or we take vow. Even a warrior like Bhima, when surrendered to Guru and Shastra, attains perfection. So that's the spiritual import. It says in the Skanda Purana, Yadha Krichrena Durlabam Jalam Pibhati Nara Tat Karyang Sarva Papa Gnyang Harer Masi Niramisham. By fasting completely without even water, one destroys all sins. Even a drop of water should not be taken. This vrata is equal to fasting and all 24 Ekadashis combined. From the Padma Purana, Ekadasyang niraharo yobabet purushotame sarva papa binirmukta visnulokang sagachati. One who fasts on Nirjal Ekadashi, especially in devotion to Lord Vishnu or Purushottama, becomes free from all sins and goes to Vishnu Loka. That's why I said some devotees, they become used to it now, that not just during Pandab Nirjal Ekadashi that they don't take even a drop of water, but they will do it every Ekadashis. And you can tell those who follow this vrata, they are very peaceful, they're very disciplined, shanti, very composed, very sober. This is the qualities that one derives from observing Ekadashi without any water. That doesn't mean others, they're not. But usually, those who follow those Ekadashis without any water at all. This is just for your benefit. Next Ekadashi, next Nirjal Ekadashi, or next Ekadashi. Begin with the darshan preparation. Dashami. Oh, begin with the dashami. We mentioned this already the night before. Just take some light meals before sunset. Avoid vince again. Grains, onions, garlic, and all tamasic foods even before Ekadashi. The Brajavasis, they don't follow Ekadashi. Some of them, they're like beyond the rules. They're Brajavasis. What can we do? As Prabhupada says, the Brajavasis, they don't need any spiritual master because from within they know Krishna is their guru. But we have to take guidance from a bona fide guru. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did it. And Lord Krishna. Meditate and prepare your mind to worship Lord Vishnu with sincerity. And then on the Ekadashi day, that means today, fast completely from all food and even water. Chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or the names of Lord Vishnu constantly. Prabhupada says on Ekadashi, we should chant minimum 25 rounds. That means the more we chant, the better. The more it is purifying. We just came from Venice Beach. We did Harinam. And some of them, they joined us. There were some ladies, and they were with us for at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And they were dancing all the time. They don't know what they're doing, but they're happy. Yes. Isn't it? They were dancing. They're just like, hey, and others are looking at them.
Well, some of the women were shy to dance.
Yeah.
And then these girls came and grabbed them to start dancing.
Yeah, it's like contagious.
Yeah.
The ecstatic mood of the devotees is contagious. And Brajapati Prabhu has told me that this is the place where Rath Yatra goes. The route of the Rath Yatra, and where the cart will be stationed, and all of these exhibits, different tents. One of the best preaching program, yes. So, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, especially on Ekadashi, is very, very purifying. It is, the effect is like much more than non-Ekadashi days. Read scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Shrimad Bhagavatam, or Vishnu Sahasranam. Vishnu Sahasranam, 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. Offer lamps, incense, tulasi, and water at the altar. Stay awake at night. Now this is very difficult.
Stay awake at night.
We sleep at night, not being awake at night. But it is possible if there's a lot of devotees observing this Ekadashi, then they can have reading or they can have bhajans. Stay awake at night if possible. If it's not possible, then go to sleep. Singing bhajans and performing kirtan. Now on Dwadasi, the next day, break the fast during the correct Dwadasi Paran time as prescribed in Vaishnav calendars. Tomorrow is 5:35 or something. The sun rises.
I can give the time.
Okay. Actually, the Dwadasi is very important, because if you miss the breaking of the fast, then whatever you did the day before is like, it will not yield. 5:35?
5:41 to 10:28 a.m.
Really?
Between 5:41 a.m. to
5:41?
Yes, from ISKCON Los Angeles.
Okay, we're in LA. We have to follow that.
5:41 a.m. to 10:28 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing. Sometimes also, two places. It's like those who are traveling. You let's say you're coming from the East Coast. It's Ekadashi there, or you're coming from way far. Like say you're traveling from India or something. You're coming to America, so you'll be crossing the international date line, and then it's Ekadashi there. So you're observing already Ekadashi, right? And then when you arrive to America, it is Ekadashi also. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna continue Ekadashi for 2 days? Huh? Sometimes they will break the fast. If they do Ekadashi from where they're coming from, then they will break the fast, because it's the same time, and they will just, when they're still flying, they will have some grains. Yes, they'll have some grains. Ideally, break it with a sip of water, tulasi or light fruit prasad. So don't eat immediately heavy grains. Thinking, oh, because your stomach is empty, and then if you eat a lot of grains, you're gonna get sick. Yeah, so some devotees they break the fast with gur water or with lemon water. Mm-hmm. Offer boga and honor prasadam after bathing and chanting. Feed brahmanas, Vaishnavas, or donate food, clothes, or charity for Vishnu's pleasure. Who should especially observe this Ekadashi? Those again who missed other Ekadashis throughout the year, those unable to follow regular bratas but still want spiritual benefit, those desiring purification from serious past sins. It's like some kind of atonement to be purified, but no better kind of atonement besides chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this is also beneficial for purification because it will destroy all the sins, the reactions from the past sinful activities. Devotees wishing to please Lord Vishnu in a very intense, surrendered way. So finally, it says here, though severe, this brata is not merely an austerity, it is a loving offering to Lord Vishnu. That is the goal. When done with bhakti, devotion, it becomes supremely purifying. I don't know what's that mean. Yeah, it is supremely purifying those who are doing bhakti. As Bhima surrendered to Guru in Shastra despite personal difficulty, we too are reminded to surrender not out of fear, but out of love and faith. This is what the meaning of Pandab Nirjal Ekadashi. It's about the same thing that I have. Okay. Austerity is the, what do you call that? Austerity is the decoration or the ornaments of a brahmana. The ornaments of a brahmana. And in this day and age, in Kali Yuga, the greatest austerity, nothing can be greater than the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And since this is the Yuga Dharma, we have to do it. Even though we don't have taste for chanting. Our gurus will always make or give an example, just like a person who has jaundice. This is the root cause of for us not having the taste is avidya, ignorance. So we don't have that knowledge or understanding, that chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And in the nectar of instruction also, a person is compared, those who doesn't have taste for chanting, is compared to a person who has jaundice. Like I remember when I was a young boy, I had this jaundice. Is a disease of the liver. The liver becomes fatty, or you drink wrong water, or the, because the liver is very important. It's like strainer uh, for the blood. So I remember my eyes became yellow, my skin became yellow, and even the sweet things is very bitter, very bitter. Anyone of you had jaundice before?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody.
Almost everybody. It's bitter. Like sugar is not sweet at all. But the medicine is sugar. Sugar, like sugar candy, rock candy, misri. It's called misri, right? And yeah, in the Philippines, we suck. If there is some, we suck some uh, candy, lemon drops, lemon drops. Remember that. So, because we don't have that taste for chanting, we are not able to relish the nectar of chanting the holy name of the Lord. But it is the medicine. So we just keep chanting and chanting. Even in the beginning, it is mechanical. In the beginning, we are lazy to chant, and we just like grudgingly we're chanting because we took that vow, again, that vrat, at the time of initiation in front of the deities, and we made an agreement with the spiritual master. The part of the agreement is that we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra by purifying ourselves with this chanting, and the part of agreement from the spiritual master is that if we follow that instruction, then he will be pleased and he'll be able to help us to get out of this material world. So it is very, very important, this greatest austerity in Kali Yuga, to be chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra purely, without any offenses. And that's why we are being given, reminded of every day, every morning at the temples uh, all over the world, ISKCON temples, we recite these 10 offenses that which must be avoided. It is a must uh, in order to attain love of God. Without offenses will yield us the desired result of Krishna Prema. We'll be able to see Lord Krishna one day. So yes, taking vows, very important in spiritual life. We should take a vow not to take birth again in this material world, but we have to pay the price, and that's austerity. Again, I cannot overemphasize getting up early in the morning. Even the grihastas, those who live near the temple or who lives just there besides the temple, it's like here in LA, you have many grihastas also living within close proximity, not even 5-minute walk. In 1 minute, you just cross the street, you're already there at the temple. Maybe for some other reasons, like they're working like midnight shift or whatever. Because Prabhupada says without morning program, no spiritual life. So we really admire those devotees who took the austerity to really get up early in the morning and greet the Lord. We passed by that room where Jayananda Prabhu left his body. Rajapati Prabhu told me, pointed out to me, and there is a small written note there, isn't it? But Jayananda Prabhu, even though he was very, very sick, his body has already been eaten by this cancer, yeah, and he will go. He will feel guilty. He will feel guilty if he will not come for Mangalartik. Prabhupada says, those who live in the ashram, Mangalartik time, they say, oh, I am sick. Prabhupada says, no, even if you are going to be put in a stretcher, come for Mangalartik. And Jayananda Prabhu was like that, isn't it? Because he's very sincere. He knows that we get this strength from coming for the morning program. For the Grihasthas though, they have their own set of standard that they may not be able to get up like 4 o'clock, but at least get up at 5, by 5, and do your morning program and chant before going to work at least half of your rounds, 8 rounds. And Prabhupada gave a formula how you'll be able to finish your rounds. If you chant 8 rounds before going to work, then the other 8 rounds can be divided before each meal. Before lunch, chant 4 rounds. Before dinner time, chant 4 rounds also. So by that time, by the end of the day, one finishes one's round. The rounds, means it's like, is a number that has been prescribed to us so that we can be regulated. And even without Japamala, one can chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but it's very difficult to focus, very difficult to be absorbed. That's why the Japamala is there. So, yes, Grihastha ashram is an ashram of responsibility, and it's very difficult. I mentioned this many times during my travels that most of the Grihasthas, their main complaint is, I don't have time. We all equally have 24 hours, but the Grihasthas, especially if they're working, regular job, practically no time for a spiritual life. So that's why austerity should be there. Having get up early in the morning, chant as many rounds as possible before going to work. In this way, one will also continuously be making progress. Grihastha ashram is a very responsible ashram. So austerities also must be performed by the Grihasthas. And maybe next Ekadashi, for those of you who did not do Nirjala Ekadashi, one can do it. It just takes a lot of conviction, a lot of determination, to please Lord Vishnu, to please Lord Krishna. Okay? I will stop here now. exactly 1 hour and 8 minutes. 1:08. Any questions you may have?
So, Maharaj, you say that Dwadashi is as important as Ekadashi.
Maybe it is more important.
More is there more importance because of breaking it on time?
Yeah, because of the breaking. Because if you miss the breaking, if you are not going to break at the right time, you miss the breaking. It's like because there's a certain period, right? Whatever you did the day before nullifies everything. All of them. Grihastha should have a calendar also saying, the Ekadashis and the breaking of the fast. LA calendar is like that, isn't it? All the
Yes,
ISKCON,
you put the time.
all the ISKCON calendars, they have those. Yeah.
No, one more question I have.